Have you ever wondered just how far people will go when ordered to follow authority, even if it means harming another person? What makes ordinary people commit acts they never thought themselves capable of? These questions cut to the core of one of the most famous and controversial psychological experiments of all time, Milgram's Obedience Study. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have a deeper understanding of human behavior, the power of authority, and the surprising ways this experiment continues to shape our society today. Setting the scene, the world of the 1960s. Before we dive into the details of the experiment, let's set the stage. The 1960s was a tumultuous era. The horrors of World War II were still fresh in the global memory. The Nuremberg trials had revealed the chilling defense of many Nazi officials. I was just following orders. Psychologist Stanley Milgram, then a young professor at Yale University, wanted to investigate whether this kind of obedience was unique to the Nazi regime or if it was a more universal human tendency. Milgram's curiosity led him to design a groundbreaking experiment that would shock quite literally the world. The experiment, how it worked. Milgram recruited participants by advertising a study on learning and memory. The volunteers were ordinary people, teachers, salesmen, engineers, just your everyday individuals. Upon arriving at the lab, each participant was paired with another volunteer, actually an actor working with Milgram. The participant always assumed the role of the teacher, while the actor played the learner. The setup was simple yet brilliant. The teacher was instructed to help the learner memorize word pairs. Each time the learner gave a wrong answer, the teacher was told to administer an electric shock, starting at a mild 15 volts and increasing by 15 volts with each mistake, up to a lethal 450 volts. The learner, seated in another room, was never actually shocked, but acted out increasing levels of discomfort, pain, and eventually distress. The real focus was on the teacher. Would they continue to obey the experimenter's commands, even as the learner begged for mercy? The results. A. Shocking revelation. So what happened? Milgram himself predicted that only a small fraction of participants, perhaps 1% or 2%, would go all the way to the maximum voltage. But the results were jaw-dropping. A staggering 65% of participants administered the highest shock level, even as they showed visible signs of stress, sweating, trembling, even breaking out in nervous laughter. Why? Because an authoritative figure in a white lab coat told them to. These results revealed a disturbing truth about human behavior. Ordinary people, under the right conditions, can commit extraordinary acts of cruelty simply because they are told to do so. The study showed just how deeply ingrained the tendency to obey authority is within us. The aftermath, praise and controversy. Milgram's study made headlines worldwide. It was praised for its ingenuity and condemned for its ethics. Critics argued that the participants were subjected to extreme psychological stress and that the experiment might have caused lasting harm. Milgram defended his work, stating that it shed light on one of the most pressing moral questions of the modern era. Why do people commit atrocities? The ethical debate surrounding the study ultimately led to stricter regulations in psychological research, ensuring the protection of participants in future experiments. But the insights Milgram uncovered continue to be invaluable in understanding phenomena like groupthink, compliance, and even large-scale atrocities. Modern-day implications, why it still matters. You might be wondering, what does an experiment from the 1960s have to do with us today? The truth is, Milgram's findings are more relevant than ever. They help explain workplace hierarchies, military obedience, and even the behavior of individuals in high-pressure situations. They also serve as a stark reminder of the importance of questioning authority when it conflicts with our moral compass. From classrooms to courtrooms, the lessons of Milgram's study echo across disciplines. And while it may be unsettling to confront our own capacity for obedience, it's a vital step toward understanding ourselves and creating a more just society. Thought-provoking conclusion. So, what would you have done if you were one of Milgram's participants? Would you have stopped at the first signs of distress, or would you have continued trusting the authority figure in charge? Milgram's study forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about human nature, but it also empowers us with knowledge. By understanding the forces that drive obedience, we can resist them when they lead us down the wrong path. If you found this video insightful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the fascinating world of psychology and human behavior. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. Do you think you'd obey, or would you stand your ground? Thanks for watching, and remember, question authority, but never stop questioning yourself.